Welcome to... And that's where you come in.
Archeblade! Not to be confused with Starchblade. Parchblade.
Archeblade.
Blarchblade.
Oh, okay. The Starchblade is a real game. That sounds pretty interesting. I might play that.
Certainly better than this one, that's for sure.
Well, what about that game do you not like? I could tell you, but it's just yours.
I wish you would tell me.
Well,
Tell me the flaws of this game.
there really isn't much to it, honestly. And I mean that. There's nothing to it other than get in the game and push your enemy to spawn camp them. Because if you're the one being pushed, you're going to get spawn camped and die a lot. Other than that, the combat is, well, boring, to say the least. There's really nothing to it. I mean, there's times where it's decent, but other than that, there's really nothing to the game. It's just a mindless brawler. And I know some people might think, well, that's all right. Well, no, it's not in this case. A brawler needs a little more to it than get in a game, attack, and have 2 skills and die, and then get spawn camped. That's also a huge issue. Now, I gotta say this, it is a beta. It is just a beta, but again, nothing to it. I don't know what exactly to say about it. I mean, there's a few characters in there. They got, how many in there? 12? How many were there?
Around that, yeah. There's some variety in the characters, but they don't play much differently from each other.
Yeah. The combat feels really loose. The controls, I mean.
It's really just a big mess, and you can see that as soon as you start a game up.
Yeah.
Training is pointless. I guess there are different moves you can do, but you're not going to learn them. No one else uses them. People just button mash, basically.
Yeah.
It's an unbalanced wreck. And there's really no point to play either, because there's no stats kept, there's no ranks, there's no unlocks whatsoever. So unless you really enjoy what you're seeing right now, there's no reason to play this. Maybe for dad ass right there, but you can get that elsewhere. Without having to deal with this terrible gameplay. Everything seems so inconsistent, too. The damage is done by the attacks. Not too long ago, I died in 1 hit. From the character that I was using. Does that mean that I can kill characters in 1 hit? I've yet to do that. And the game types. Fucking game types. Well, there's a subjective game here.
What? There's actually more game types? Interesting.
I don't even think there's a team deathmatch. There's a free-for-all, and then there's what I'm playing now.
It sure as hell acts and feels like a free-for-all. I've never seen anyone play as a team in that game. It's just...
No, definitely not. There's no teamwork at all.
No. There's nothing to encourage teamwork either. It's you get in there, and just the way it is, the way the game is set up, it doesn't encourage teamwork ever at all. There's no incentive.
There's no characters that work well together.
It's just a mindless brawler, as I said. You get in the game, and you just fight. Nothing to it.
Yeah.
The graphics aren't that amazing either. They're really not. Kind of
cool. It's an alright style.
I don't know. I thought it was an ugly looking game.
I think the character designs are cool. But that's about it.
It's also the game. From when I was playing, it wasn't. Oh god, big thing. It's not very responsive. Like if you're trying to chain together your moves, it's not very easy to do that. It doesn't let you. The more you attack, the more you get, I guess, energy for a skill, and you get these skills, and you can't really chain them well together with your moves. It's hard to combo, if you can even call it that. You have to wait until your attack animation is over before you can actually cast one of your moves. And if you're doing a long attack animation, then you're going to wait until you finally cast an ability. It just doesn't... It is not a fluid combat system.
Yeah, it's a big problem with the gameplay. You pretty much have to wait your turn when an enemy's attacking you.
Yeah. And it's not a turn-based game. Get that across. It's not a turn-based game. God,
gotta wait till this guy's done his combo before I can start attacking. It's really unfair. It's like in Soul Calibur when people are hitting you when you're on the ground and you can't get up. It's basically theirs. They've won.
Or if Raiden does his incredible combo move. Cracking your bones already. And you're pinned against the wall and you can't move. And you're dead.
That's a case of bad developing.
What are you talking about? That's a case of I beat your ass.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Hey, it's fun if you're winning. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. If you don't like challenges, just like
what do you what do you think the game's goal is? It's certainly not going to try to become an esport. It's
this. Oh god.
It's not appealing to a casual gamer. I don't think. I'm a very casual gamer. I don't find it. There's nothing that appeals to me in the slightest.
I don't know what it's trying to be.
It looks like a lazily designed game.
I guess it's going to be free to play because they have some other costumes for the characters. I'm assuming you can buy. Maybe unlock with stuff you get from the game when it's finished.
But for what purpose? If the gameplay sucks, and there's absolutely zero story. Zero story. It's not a campaign. It's just an online mindless brawler.
That's true. Sometimes games without stories actually give their characters lore, just a little bit, sometimes, like in League of Legends. This game doesn't even do that.
No.
There's no story, no lore to this game. There's nothing to care about. It's just soulless. That's what it is.
Yeah.
If you can enjoy that, all the more power to you. I don't see how you can. I don't want to insult you. But you one simple-minded motherfucker. Okay? I envy you. I wish I could enjoy games as easily as some people.
Bad games. Yeah, believe me, there's a lot of bad games. Kind of feel bad for those who, well, I do and I don't. I mean, if those who design bad games don't mean it, gotta feel bad for them because they put a lot of money into designing the game. Most likely, except maybe Revelations 2012. The worst game ever made. And then they lose all that money because no one buys that shit.
I feel even worse for the people that pay for these games on Kickstarter, and this is the result of that. If you donated money to this and this is what happened, this is what came from that, I'd be angry about it.
As you should be. I sure as hell hope Necro isn't this bad.
What's Necro?
That looks like a pretty interesting game. I'm not gonna get into it, but just go look it up. N-E-R-O, I think K-O. Necro with a K, I believe. Just look up Necro Kickstarter with a K, and you should get this interesting looking game. It's husband and wife, I believe, and they pretty much put their entire life savings into this game. Hopefully it does well. More importantly, hopefully it's a good game so I can, you know, buy it and it does well.
So it's not going to be free to play?
No. It's just an indie game by 2 people.
Is it going to be on Steam, you think?
Yeah, I believe so.
Give it a look. You know game's bad when we have to talk about a different game. On the video for this game.
That's true.
I'm sure someone will defend it.
Yep.
And I'm sure that someone will have worked on this game. They were paid to defend it.
Absolute Force Online, best game ever.
Yeah, someone actually said that.
Our best game made ever. You screw.
Okay, clearly English wasn't his first language, right?
Well,
and that game was Asian. It's a little suspicious. Alright, I think I'm done with this game. Anything else to say on it?
I don't recommend this at all. Just stay away from it. I mean, remember, it is beta, so maybe they're gonna do something more with it. Maybe they're just showing off the. Well, I mean, beta. I mean, It's kind of close, but maybe they'll do something more with it, improve it.
It looks almost
Hopefully.
finished, but they need to do a lot of patching to balance this game out.
Definitely. Make
And it's going to be
smooth.
free to play, so, like I always say, you could at least try it. That can't hurt. Then you too can see how bad it is.